Hi, seniors. So this is the final section of Yellow Woman and the Beauty of Spirit. In this last section, she's going to continue weaving in the old story about Yellow Woman. Now, this is the first we've heard of Yellow Woman, even though the title of the essay is Yellow Woman and the Beauty of the Spirit. And throughout this essay, we know that she's been developing this idea of the stories and the traditions and the people who influenced her worldview and her identity, and how those influences were different than contemporary American society. In this section, she's going to tell us about how the stories of Yellow Woman were really important to her, as told by her grandfather. Let's see. So I'm starting at the top of page 14, this final section through paragraph 31. Top of page 13. The old stories always say that Yellow Woman was beautiful, but remember that the old-time people were not so much thinking about physical appearances. In each story, the beauty that Yellow Woman possesses is the beauty of her passion, her daring, and her sheer strength to act when catastrophe is imminent, when disaster is near. In one story, the people are suffering. Went away there. In one story, the people are suffering during a great drought and accompanying famine. Each day, Cochiniaco has to walk farther and farther from the village to find fresh water for her husband and children. One day, she travels far, far to the east, to the plains, and she finally locates a freshwater spring. But when she reaches the pool, the water is churning violently, as if something large has gotten out of the pool. Cochininoko does not want to see what huge creature had been at the pool, but just as she fills her water jug and turns to hurry away, a strong, sexy man in buffalo skin leggings appears by the pool. Little drops of water glisten on his chest. She cannot help but look at him because he is so strong and so good to look at. Unable to transform himself from human to buffalo in the wink of an eye, Buffalo Man gallops away with her on his back. Cochininako falls in love with Buffalo Man, and because of this liaison, the Buffalo people agree to give their bodies to the hunters to feed the starving Pueblo. Thus, Cochininaco's fearless sensuality results in the salvation of the people of her village, who are saved by the meat the Buffalo people give to them. Paragraph 27. My father taught me and my sisters to shoot 22 rifles when we were 7. I went hunting with my father when I was 8, and I killed my first mule deer buck when I was 13. The Cochininako stories were always my favorite, because Yellow Woman, that's who Cochininako is, because Yellow Woman had so many adventures. In one story, as she hunts rabbits to feed her family, a giant monster pursues her, but she has the courage and presence of mind to outwit it. In another story, Cochininako has a fling with Whirlwind Man and returns to her husband 10 months later with twin baby boys. The twin boys grow up to be great heroes of the people. Twin boys growing up to be heroes of the people. We've heard that story before. Once again, Ko Chininako's vibrant sexuality benefits her people. The stories about Ko Chininako made me aware that sometimes an individual must act despite disapproval or concern for appearances or what others may say. From Yellow Woman's adventures, I learned to be comfortable with my differences. I even imagined that Yellow Woman had yellow skin, brown hair, and green eyes like mine, although her name does not refer to her color, but rather to the ritual colors of the East. There have been many other moments, like the one with a camera-toting tourist in the schoolyard. But the old-time people always say, remember the stories. The stories will help you be strong. So all these years, I have depended on Ko Chininako and the stories of her adventures. Ko Chininako is beautiful because she has the courage to act in times of great peril, and her triumph is achieved by her sensuality, not through violence and destruction. For these qualities of the spirit, Yellow Woman and all women are beautiful. All right, guys, a lot to talk about. There's some really important and strong lines. I love this last line about the beauty of the spirit, and particularly this line about that sometimes an individual must act despite disapproval or concern for appearances or what others may say. So in this week's questions concerning the paragraphs on page 14, we will explore how Silko developed this essay to just talk about her challenge of being different, of appearing different in her appearance by looking different, the difference that she felt because of the influences of multiple cultures, and how the influence of the Laguna Pueblo traditions made her understand life in it from a different view and made her accept herself and become the great writer and influence that she is today. So thank you guys. I'll see you in the question section.